One of the great things about Darkroom is you can add sounds to the booth screen for the booth session, various points for the countdown. You can have intro music playing, and we're going to take a look at how to add those. It's really quite simple. So what we're going to do is we're just going to head right up here, and we're going to go to our Screens tab. And we're just going to add some sounds to this screen here because you can add it to anything. So this is the one I have selected. I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit. And once you're in the editor, what you're going to do is you're going to come down here to Edit Screen. And when the Properties window pops up, we're going to go to Music and Sounds. And as you can see here, we can add sounds to a number of functions in the booth. And the first thing I want to do is I want to add a audible countdown. So what I'm going to do is under Text Sounds, because the countdown is a text that shows up, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to come down here to Countdown Audio. I'm going to put a check mark there. And that expands right away. So for countdown, what these are is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are sound bits that say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go ahead and I need to find a sound file. Now Darkroom comes with some samples, and that's what we're going to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and just click Countdown 1, put a check mark there, and I get my pop-up. So I'm going to go ahead and do a female voice. So I'm going to choose Female 1, and then I'm going to hit Open. And you'll notice it will automatically add all of those into those slots. So now I have a female voice saying 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, the next thing I can do is if I have a get ready text or a get ready timer, go ahead and click on that there. There is a sample get ready, so I'm going to add that right here. Whoops, hold that in. It says sample get ready. Click on open, and it pops that in there. And it also has a sample end text. So I'm going to go ahead, click on that, and there's a sample end session. That's what we'll do. So now I can add shutter sounds to the countdown just before it takes the picture. It'll give a shutter snapping sound if I want to. And then, of course, if I'm doing video booth, there are some audio options for the prompts, including the countdown for that as well. If I had some background music, an MP3 of some background sounds or music, I could add that as well, and that will constantly play in the background. But as it is, I'm going to just leave it like this. I'm going to hit OK. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this with Save As. I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to make sure it has sounds. So I know this one has sound embedded in it. Wait for that. Okay, so now I want to make sure I enable audio. After that's done, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit Start Booth. Oops, before that, we're just going to do one picture so we can hear the countdown going. All right, so I'm going to hit Start Booth. All right.
Say cheese.
3, 2, 1. Thank you. Please exit the booth and pick up your photos.
Okay, so now it's going to recycle. We'll go ahead and escape out of it. Now that was a little choppy. This is going through a remote, so the sound is a little bit delayed. But you get the idea of how to add sounds. Now, these are just the samples that are included with it. You can record your own sounds, little sound clips, and that's a whole different thing. You need to know how to use like the media player in Windows to record. You want to save as an MP3 format, so it'll work with the booth software. And if you get some sound clips or you make your own, we're going to go ahead and minimize this. Go ahead and mute that for now. There is a folder on the X drive. When you have Darkroom running, we have an X drive. Remember, it maps itself to a directory, And this is where all your event folders and everything are stored. So with Darkroom running, what you do is you access the X drive, and then you come down here to sounds. And here you can see the sample sounds that are included with Darkroom. This is where I would recommend you copy all of your additional sounds that you either create or accumulate and copy them into this folder so that you can always find them. Now, as with all things with Darkroom, when the template is saved, all attached files, that means artwork that you've added, logos and so forth, and including the sound bits, those are embedded in the actual template. All right. So once it's embedded, if the files from this folder were to disappear, that's fine. But what we want to do is make sure we have a repository of them, because you'll probably want to use them again and again for other templates. So go ahead, and if you get anything, copy them into the X drive sounds folder, and you will have a library. And again, learning how to do sound recording is something that you'll have to look into, and I would probably not do it on the booth, just simply because the computer is in the box. You have to get an external microphone. It's just not as easy to work with. So you can record these sounds on your home computer, even if it's a PC or a Mac, it doesn't matter, Windows or Apple. And you can copy those files to a flash drive once they're done, and go ahead and bring them over, and again, put them in the sounds directory under your X drive on the computer. And that's how easy it is to add sounds to booth screens in Darkroom.